let's look at a few key causes for the French Revolution. Now, the feudal system had created unsustainable income inequality. This led to widespread famine, death, starvation. Now, the average person was not sure where their next meal was coming from. And at the same time, the upper class were living a very lavish lifestyle, royal absolutism. Now, those in power, the royals, could overrule any law. Now, in effect, a crime was not a crime if a royal said it wasn't a crime, which meant that members of the royal family could do anything that they wanted to, while peasants were held accountable for minor infractions, like stealing food to live. They also had noble privilege. Social preference was given to those of higher birth, meaning people from certain bloodlines, rather than people that worked hard. Now, it didn't matter how hard you worked, only who your parents were. No amount of hard work would bring you to wealth. We also had clerical privilege. We forget now the power the church once held over people. Now, the fear of eternal damnation and torture can be very persuasive. During the revolution, the church was essentially taken over by the government and made accountable to the people, not the Vatican. Once upon a time, the church was held above the law. If you were a priest, you could do anything you wanted to and face no consequences. Thankfully, that's very different now. The final straw was bifurcation. Humans were placed into one of two groups. You were either the working class, a peasant, or the ruling class, a landlord. Now, this created two levels of personhood. Now, while the rule of law applied to all persons, maybe some humans weren't people. Because if you can convince enough peasants that a group of humans are not people, well, then the rule of law doesn't apply to them. Now, faced with the evidence of their eyes and ears, the peasants realized that the wealthy had taken advantage of them. And if they didn't act, the peasants' children would have no hope for the future. So they rose up. It was messy. Messy. This is why it is so important for civilizations to follow the rule of law. If the general population believes that the people in power aren't following the rule of law, then they won't either. It is essential for the stability of democracy that everyone believes the rule of law is in effect.